Good evening and welcome from LaVille High School. We're coming to you live from Dale E. Cox Gymnasium, normally the home of the LaVille Lady Lancers. Tonight it's the TCU BiCounty 53rd edition. It's the Argos Lady Dragons, and they're going to be taking on the John Glenn Lady Falcons in a semifinal matchup. Good evening, everybody. Steve Stricker here alongside Andy Stone.
Hello, hello, and here we go.
Got Blake Thomas running camera for us tonight, and should be a good matchup here on the hardwood. We got a couple games coming your way. We're going to do the first one, and then followed up by game number 2. It's going to be Bremen and the host LaVille Lady Lancers. First, let's go over how these two teams got here. John Glenn won the first game at New Prairie, 54-15. They come in with a 15-5 record on the season. Argos upset Oregon Davis, 65-53 at home on Tuesday night, and they come in at 10-7. On the bottom half of the bracket, Bremen defeated Triton 38-32. That game was at Bremen. They're 10-9 on the year, and on the bottom half, LaVille in a home game defeated Culver Community 41-9. LaVille comes in at 13-5. The Lady Dragons head coach Gary Teal is 90-44 in his 6th season at Argos, and that kind of snuck up on us a little bit, Andy. But 90 wins at Argos in 6 seasons is a great job there by Coach Teal. He's 248 and 154 in 18 years overall. So we still got a couple games left here in the regular season, possibly get to 250 this year. That would be a great achievement for him as well.
Well, 90 wins and 1 state appearance. Yeah, I'll take that. That's a lot out of a huge coaching job here in Argos. That's just a couple sectionals, championships. But you know, it's kind of hard to match that state run unless you win it, which we came up just a little short. Great game, but just to get there was beyond everyone's wildest dreams. And the girls, you know, they're going to be talking about that for years to come.
Well, glad you brought the sectional up because I was going to talk about that. It's just kind of a segue right there for me.
There you go.
Sectional draw is going to happen on Sunday. I think I'm going to have a bunch of girls over at the house. Macy said something about a draw party.
Yep.
So they're going to find out when they play and who they play. The sectional this year is going to be back at Oregon Davis. And I think they made a statement on Tuesday beating what everybody would probably consider the top team, the host for the sectional, Oregon Davis. So sectional is wide open this year, but it's very competitive. You've got, of course, us, Oregon Davis. Triton is doing very well. And then, of course, you got lacrosse, and lacrosse is going to be a dangerous team because they just got their all-time leading scorer
back,
Justine Charlesworth, back right at Christmas. She was out with a ACL up until Christmas time. And if you look at their record after Christmas, they're putting up 70 points a game. So they're going to be a dangerous out as well. But sectionals are going to be fun over at Oregon Davis. We got one more week of the season after this week, and then it's going to be sectional time. Already a week from Saturday is going to be our senior night versus Westville. So going to be an emotional night, I know. So the Lady Dragons come in off of the big win versus Oregon Davis. The big thing, and then Coach Teal mentioned it to me, he's like, I hope that they don't have a big mental letdown. That win versus Oregon Davis, I mean, he said that's almost like winning the sectional because, you know, they hadn't done it since 2012. None of these girls here had beaten Oregon Davis in varsity action. I know the seniors had done it in junior high, but they hadn't done it in varsity action, and that includes, you know, the team that went to state and the team that won sectional last year. So that was a huge win for the ladies. They're coming in on 6 of 8, last 8 games. They've won 6 of them. And it should be a good contest. Or John Glenn, you know, they're a great team this year. They're a 3A school. They've got a lot of depth. They've got 10 girls out here dressed. But the one thing I noted, Andy, this is the smallest John Glenn team height-wise that we've seen in a long time. Of course, you go back few years ago they had Lauren Vukovitz, and then last year they had a couple girls with some good size. So size-wise, they're going to match up pretty equally. We'll just see if the Dragons can come out and shoot the ball and play the way they did against Oregon Davis. They'll be in good shape, but they've got to not have that mental letdown. John Glenn is a quality team. They come in with a 15-5 record on the season. They've won 6 of their last 7. Only loss in the last 7 games to Penn.
So it was relatively close from what I heard.
The Penn game wasn't.
Oh, Penn wasn't?
No,
okay.
That wasn't relatively close. That was a pretty good win for Penn. But John Glenn has a lot of experience here at the BiCounty. They won it last year. They defeated Bremen, who knocked the Lady Dragons out in this semifinal round. 2 years ago, they were runners-up to a Oregon Davis team that went to the semi-state. And then 3 years ago, they defeated Culver Community. So 2 of the last 3 years, this has been the champion here for the girls BiCounty, the John Glenn Lady Falcons. So they got a lot of experience out here. You got the Plunkett sisters as well as Delaney Groves.
Hayden.
Bethany Hayden. She's a quality player inside, outside. She can shoot at all 3 levels and handles the ball very well. Left-hander. So you got to watch out for that. Not used to facing somebody that's going to go left a lot. And so the Lady Dragons will have to watch how it's called, because I know last night they said there was a lot of fouls called in both boys and girls games. So the Dragons don't have a lot of depth. They're going to have to adjust if it's called very tight. On the girls junior varsity side of things, LaVille advanced to Saturday's final over Triton. And then last night, the Argos Lady Dragons got defeated by the John Glenn JV team. So it's going to be LaVille and Glenn on the girls' side for the JV championship. And then on the boys' side, it's New Prairie and Triton. Triton?
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know who the other team is. New Prairie, I know, beat the boys last night. They said they were all about 6'8".
Yeah, New Prairie's huge.
One of the biggest schools in this
area.
Definitely in the BiCounty for sure. So this is the 53rd annual TCU BiCounty, and it was started by the man you see. Well, you can't see it up in the corner of your screen. On the wall, Dale E. Cox was a instrumental figure in starting the BiCounty 53 years ago. And so great basketball here in northern Indiana, and should be a good one here with the Lady Dragons and the Lady Falcons. They're going to be coming up here in about a minute. We're going to take a quick break and come back here with your starting lineups here from Dale E. Cox Gymnasium at LaVille High School.
RTC Fiber Communications is now serving the community of Argos. Now you can enjoy the incredibly fast speed and reliability of fiber internet. Stream movies, surf the web, or watch your favorite local videos on rtc4.com. All from RTC Fiber Communications, now serving Argos. Give RTC a call today or check us out online at www.rtc1.com.
Got that new home edition and you're keeping it covered.
Ooh, coverages now. I can help with this. Got zone coverage, man coverage, combo coverages.
I don't know, Peyton. I think more like the coverage your nationwide agent offers.
Oh, you want to go there? Home, auto, life, business, farm, boat, RV, ATV, camper, pet, motorcycle, your tour bus. Right. Did I mention farm?
Contact Jennings Insurance Agency today or visit one of our offices in Argos and Rochester.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we know that buying your first home can be an overwhelming process.
The mortgage experts at First Federal Savings Bank will work with you from application to closing.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we pay standard closing costs for our first-time home buyers.
We offer free pre-approvals and local loan servicing throughout the life of your loan.
Stop in and talk with one of our mortgage lenders and take the worry out of buying your first home.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
Hey everybody, I got exciting news. Country Lanes has a new state-of-the-art scoring system. Come out, let your kids be mesmerized by the animated backgrounds. Take a safari trip to Jungle Jive or an outer space adventure in Cosmic Crush. Themes like the Kecklers or High Seas will entertain your little ones for hours. Choose extreme sports or click on Ninja Strike for martial arts. This high-spirited atmosphere is way cheaper than Cedar Point. Come out and visit Country Lanes for all your bowling fun.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we can help you remodel your home, consolidate debt, or even provide some spending cash for you with our home equity line of credit.
Our standard home equity line of credit allows borrowers to draw funds for up to 10 years and comes with no closing costs for qualified customers.
Take advantage of this great opportunity. Contact one of our experienced mortgage lenders or apply online at firstfederalbanking.com.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
Girls contest begins.
All right, we're going to get the starting lineups. The John Glenn Lady Falcons are going to be the visitors on the scoreboard. 5'7" junior, number 3, Bethany Hayden. 5'5" junior, number 5, Morgan Plunkett. 5'9" senior, number 10, Mariah Plunkett. Senior number 40, Riley Groves. 5'9" junior, number 50, Dessa Lang. And for your Argos Lady Dragons, a senior, 5 foot, 4 inches tall, number 12, Addie Manikowski. A senior, 5 foot, 9 inches tall, number 24. Whoa, he skipped her. Morgan Dunlap, 34. 5'9" senior, number 24, Macy Stricker. 5'9" sophomore, number 42, Macy Morris. And in the middle, a 5'10" senior, number 44, Rachel Kuntz. Sorry, got messed up there. He went out of order. Number 34, Morgan Dunlap, a 5'8" sophomore for the Lady Dragons. It's been your starting lineup most of the season, and they're playing at a high level right now. Andy, if they can continue at that level the way they played against Oregon Davis, they should be able to be right in this one all throughout. They cannot have the mental letdown after the big win versus Oregon Davis. John Glenn will run them out of the gym if they do.
Yeah, well, the girls just have to keep their minds straight, keep playing with the physicality, great hustle defense, and just light up the 3 and light up the 2 underneath the basket like they did the entire game against Oregon Davis.
All right, Kuntz is going to be going up against Dessa Lang here for the tip, and we're getting set to go here for the semifinal game number 1.
Riley Groves for the
40.
tip.
Sorry, Groves.
I'll take care of it for you, Stevie. Like I said, I've coached a lot of these players in soccer, so I got them memorized pretty much as well as Argos. So
I just saw the 0, and I assumed it was the center. So Groves and Kuntz, and tips up in the air, and we're underway here from Daly Cox. And it's going to be tipped out, and it's going to be the Lady Dragons ball.
All right. Well, Manikowski smart, just kind of shielded it, says, hey, let it go out. We'll take care of it. So Manikowski's got Plunkett, and Dunlap's got Plunkett on her. Stricker over to Dunlap. Gives it right to Kuntz. Shots up, and it's good for 2.
Wow, nice give and go, and a great finish right there, Rachel Kuntz.
Hayden brings it across the timeline, kicks it over. Plunkett looks, back over to Hayden.
You know, that's the one area we did struggle a little bit with, was finishing those layup-type shots there against OD. So good sign from Kuntz at the beginning.
Hayden gets it out top 3 on the side. Looks over, dribbles, kicks it out to Plunkett. Hayden fakes, Groves. They kick it out to Plunkett, over to other Plunkett. And she's off the mark, and Dunlap with the rebound. Mariah Plunkett took the shot, and it was off the mark. Stricker fakes. Kicks it out to Manikowski. And Stricker's wide open for 3, and it's good.
That's a good sign as well. Stricker starts off, hits her first. Dragons are up 5-0 here early.
Plunkett has it. She still has that knee brace. Had a knee injury. She battled through it. She's been back. And that's a great defensive play by Kuntz to stop Groves. Ball goes back to Hayden. Out top of the key. Hayden looks. Groves. 2-3, and there's a steal by Dunlap. Dunlap kicks back, gives it over to Morris. Stricker fakes. Morris.
I like that patience right there.
Yep.
She looked at it, and then she decided to hold back.
Well, the only two that she really missed the last game is when she kind of rushed her shot. And she didn't rush the first one tonight and puts it right in. Dunlap, Kuntz. Kicks it over. Manikowski loses it, and it's going to go to Plunkett. Plunkett's going to go for the layup and misses, trying to draw a foul, and that's a silly foul by Dunlap. Although I don't think she touched her.
So the bucket's going to be good by Riley Groves, and she's going to be at the line shooting the and one. Fouls on Morgan Dunlap, her first. Stricker right there misplayed that. She went up and tried to attack that. She should have got back and just played defense. The ball was already over to Glenn at the time.
Well, the Dragons are going to have to realize already it's going to be a soft game for as far as fouls. Look at that. Ay, ay, ay.
So
soft foul, soft.
Kuntz picks up the foul. It's like I said, if they're going to call those fouls, they got to adjust. But the biggest thing right there was they didn't get the rebound off of the free throw, and then now Glenn's having a second opportunity.
Well, we'll see what Dessa can do. Dessa Lang puts it up, and it's off the mark. And she didn't look very confident on the shot, the poor thing. She grabbed her hands like, oh, I can't believe I just did that.
So the Dragons have got to block out here, get this defensive rebound cleared out.
And the second one's off. And it's a long one, and Dunlap gets it, and she's going. And gets herself in a little bit of trouble. Out of bounds, it's going to be Dragons ball.
Fortunately for Morgan, it goes off of John Glenn.
All right, Stricker's going to bring the ball in. Stricker's got to throw it in. Gets it to Dunlap. A little easy jumper, and it's in.
Boy, Dunlap really cut to the open spot right there. And 7-2 now with 5:25 left in the first.
Well, Dragons coming out, firing on all cylinders, working hard. Plunkett looks. Morgan comes around. Oof. Gives it over to Hayden. Almost a double dribble. Yeah. Morgan off, and it's out of bounds, and it's going to be a rebound. And it's going to be, oh, my word.
She didn't get up.
Nope, she didn't get up, but she didn't. They both had the hands on it. Could have been a quick jump ball, but no call.
I like that. They let him play it through. Oh, nice pass, backdoor cut right there by Plunkett.
Morgan to her sister Mariah. Stricker has it. Kicks it over to Dunlap. They break the press with ease.
Backdoor. Oh, she didn't see her.
She didn't see Manikowski all by herself.
That's where you got to see the entire
Yeah, you got to
floor.
turn and square towards that basket when you take that dribble, and it shows those openings.
Bounce pass, and Abby had a layup right there.
Kuntz for 2, and it's off the mark. Plunkett goes around, and Stricker's going to beat her down.
Got to be smart. Put your hand on her back right there.
Yep. Kicks it over. Hayden. Oof. Kicks it out. Morgan Plunkett tries another 3, and it's no good. Groves with a shove in the back. Doesn't call. Hayden has it. Mariah Plunkett tries it, and she's off the mark. And the ball's kicked out of bounds, and it's going to be Argos' ball.
Goes off of Hayden out of bounds. We got a sub for Argos. It's going to be Hoffman going in for Manikowski. Got 3:54 left here in the first quarter. Argos with a 7-4 lead and the ball. A little full court pressure here for John Glenn.
Argos did well with this against Oregon Davis. And there it's a good play. Gets a little high.
Yeah, they're taking their time getting it across, but almost took too much time there. It was getting pretty close. So they got to make sure and advance the ball as they're moving side to side.
Kuntz has it. Comes across. Kicks it over to Hoffman. Goes around her. Stricker has no issues with going around him. Hoffman in the corner, comes around, gives it over to Dunlap. A nice bounce pass. They're going to cover Morris, and there's a pass, and it's stolen by Plunkett. She's going to lay it in, and she does.
Now the first turnover for the Lady Dragons ends with a Plunkett
bucket
layup
off her foot.
Brings the Lady Falcons to within one, and we got some more full court pressure here. Coach Teal wants to talk it over. He doesn't like the way they're looking on their press break, and he's going to talk it over. We got a timeout on the floor, and we'll be back here in 30 seconds.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
All right, welcome back out of the timeout. It's going to be Lady Dragons ball baseline left, trying to break the pressure here from John Glenn.
Dunlap has no problem getting across the timeline. Feeds it right over to Stricker. Kicks it up, and Morris saves it. Hoffman. Plunkett's going to lay it in, and does.
Another turnover and a goal by Plunkett gives them their first lead of the night. They're up 8-7 now.
Well, the Lady Dragons look frazzled at the moment. Dunlap with the easy one. Kicks it over to Kuntz. Morris picks it up, and she's fouled.
Nice awareness there by Morris, picking up the loose ball, and she's going to get the foul on Lang. That'll be her first, team's first.
Morris shooting two.
Morris with two has a chance to give the Lady Dragons the lead back.
Much better press break there. Just need to relax a little bit when they go to make the passes. Morris, smooth.
Macy Morris puts in her first points of the night on the free throw, and it's a tie game, 8-all.
Morris, and just off the mark. Tie ball game. Morgan Plunkett kicks it out to Hayden.
All right, a little 1-2-2 zone here, looks like, for the Dragons. Got Morris up top.
Got to watch. Hayden kicks it over to Rhodes. Oh, Dunlap with the swat.
Oh, he called a foul.
Oh, he did not call a foul on that.
He called a foul. It's going to be the second on Dunlap.
Are you kidding me?
With 2:21 left here in the first. And
oh, my word. You guys are right. They were talking about how last night's game, there was tons of fouls called over nothing, and they're just continuing it tonight. There's 3 fouls on the Lady Dragons that were none with real contact. That's terrible.
Free throw by Groves is good. That's her third point, and the Lady Falcons take a 9-8 lead.
That's terrible.
Dunlap is on the bench with 2:21 left to go here in the first.
Pete. That's just absolutely insane. And she gets the no bounce, and Stricker with the rebound. Stricker's going to bring it come across. Morris. Morris takes it over, gives it to Kuntz. Manikowski. Hoffman. Picks up her dribble, gives it, breaking to Morris. And no foul at the other end. Kuntz puts it in, and she does. Picks it up and puts it in. That was more of a foul than at the other end, and they didn't call it, but we benefit and get the points.
Kuntz with 4 points now. Dragons back up 10-9.
Lady Dragons working hard. Plunkett kicks it over to her sister Mariah. Morgan fakes. Kicks it back. Hayden turns and is surrounded. Mariah Plunkett tries again, and she whisks the air ball and throws it back into Manikowski. Manikowski takes it across the timeline, turns back and says, all right, let's reset. Smart play out of Manikowski. Stricker has it. Picks it up, and it's picked off again by Groves and lays it in.
Well, that long cross-court pass is not working for the Lady Dragons. That's the third time they've gotten picked on that. And Groves has 5 for the Lady Falcons.
She needs to keep that dribble and get it down a little lower.
There they go again. I don't know how many times they're going to do it before they realize it's not going to work. They're cutting those passing lanes off.
Oh, my word, they're just running into them. Ay, ay, ay. Well, the Dragons might as well face it. They're going to be in foul trouble before the half's even over because these guys are whistle happy.
Well, they got to do a better job on the offensive end and control the ball because right now they're a turnover machine.
That was the first foul of the game for as far as I'm concerned, but
Plunkett off on the first.
And she misses them both. Over the back, right there, over the back. Totally runs her arm across the body. Oh, my word. 2-person trap. Stricker. Hoffman. Morris. Morris will dribble out, kicks it over. Hoffman. Stricker. Picks up her dribble and tries to throw it over the top. And she's going to lead it past the Groves. Puts it up, and they know not to foul. You can't even get near them. Hayden.
End of the first period.
Well,
Terrible.
Lady Dragons down 13-10 after 1 half, and we're going to take a break and come back in just a few seconds.
Slow download, constant buffering, Wi-Fi dead zone? Let RTC help. The customer support team at RTC Communications is here to help you with your internet connectivity.
Hi, I'm Bonnie, one of the support team members here at RTC. For a small fee, RTC offers a Wi-Fi health check where we will evaluate your in-home Wi-Fi network and assist you with common issues. See what RTC can do for you. Give us a call today.
All right, welcome to back to Dale Cox Gymnasium. The Lady Dragons trail, or John Glenn after 1, 13-10. And the biggest part of that first quarter that the Lady Dragons are going to have to clean up, they had 5 turnovers, including 3 of them late in the quarter. And the Lady Falcons have been able to convert off of those turnovers. And Riley Groves with a big quarter, she had 7. Mariah Plunkett had 4. Morgan Plunkett had 2. Rachel Kuntz with 2. Stricker with 3, and Dunlap with 2. Dunlap is still on the bench with 2 fouls for the Lady Dragons starting the quarter.
Well, Groves, it's easy to get 7 points when you're constantly getting the ball from steals and laying them in, and that makes smart play for the Lady Falcons. I mean, you know, that's good defense, and the Dragons are just getting caught with that pass. We saw that a little bit of them for the first game against Oregon Davis, and we did much better the second time. But they're off from the three-point line, and that's good things for the Lady Dragons. Missed, tipped, off of Oregon Davis, or John Glenn, Dragon basketball.
Well, you saw the second chance opportunities right there for Glenn. That's where they're getting the foul calls and the second chance opportunities. Fortunately for Argos, they're able to get it, and there's dribble right into the corner. And
Morris was open. Morris was wide open on the cross, but they're not going to be able to make that pass. Manikowski comes around. That's the same. Oh, well. I'm not going to bother with it. Kuntz kicks it out to Stricker. Stricker for 3, and she's going to line shooting 3. Wait a sec. How's it on the ground? She shoots a 3, and he says it's on the ground? Oh. No, it's on the ground. How is that not a shooting foul? That's insane. Oh, well. A blockout is part of the shooting process. Kuntz. Morris puts it in for 2. Easel Pete. Plunkett. Hayden has it. Morris comes all the way out. Groves turns and does not like to see Kuntz standing there. Plunkett's going to try to 3 and makes 1. Morgan Plunkett for 3. Kicks it over, and Dunlap didn't see Kuntz and took the pass away from her, unfortunately. Dragons in this game big time. They just got to tighten a few things up. Morgan Plunkett kicks it out to Hayden on top of the key. Hayden. They're looking to try to get it low. And there's a cut and there's a steal. That's what the Lady Dragons needed. Dunlap gets the ball, comes across the timeline. Kuntz kicks it over to Stricker. And the Lady Falcons are making sure that we don't have an open 3. They're staying out on them. Kuntz. Manikowski. Dunlap. Going to take it up. And misses. No, over the back. And Hayden gets the ball. Plunkett tries another 3, and she's short. Ball's tipped, and Mariah Plunkett comes around with the rebound. Groves. Dragons need to get the rebounds. That's where they're getting killed at the moment. Dead ball, rebound goes to Stricker. Kicks it over to Dunlap. Dunlap fakes. All right, Kuntz is there. The Dragons look like they're a little disorganized at the moment. Kicks it over. Manikowski on top of the key. Manikowski for 3, and it's off the mark. Hayden drives, throws it up, and it goes in. Got some pre-wrap on the floor. Going to take it off so no one gets hurt. Subs come in.
Substitution for John Glenn.
All right, number 32, Lang comes in, and number 50, oh, the 2 Langs, Seja Lang and Saya
Lang. Saya and Dessa come in.
All right.
Sisters. Dunlap gets it. Hayden steals it. Kicks it over. Plunkett gets a bucket. Well, it's not the same team we saw against Oregon Davis. A little bit razzled. I don't know. They're used to battling against this press, and it's a little bit different. I think John Glenn's even a little bit more fierce at it than Oregon Davis this year. Kuntz. Dragons down by 8. 3.5 left. Morris kicks it over. Manikowski drives, and she's fouled. Dessa Lang, or nope. Let's see.
I think it's going to be Lang, number 50.
Let's see.
Yep. That'll be her second. Manikowski at the line, shooting 2 for the Lady Dragons. Trailing 20-12 here with 3:28 left to go. Manikowski's off on the first.
Morgan Plunkett.
Plunkett's going to check back in for Plunkett. Morgan for Mariah.
Manikowski puts the second one in.
Only 3 points here in the second quarter for the Lady Dragons. 10-3. John Glenn outscoring the Lady Dragons.
Well, the biggest thing is they've converted off of their turnovers from the Dragons, and that's what's really kept them ahead of us.
7 turnovers for Argos already here in the first half.
And probably at least 4 layups from those steals.
Yeah, they're definitely converting them, plus a couple of second chance opportunities on offensive rebounds.
Hayden has it, kicks it over. Lang, Saya kicks it on over to Hayden. She's going to try the three, and she's off the mark. Stricker with the rebound. All right. Turnover again. Saya has it. Groves kicks it out to Morgan Plunkett. Saya back over. Dessa has it in the corner, kicks it down. There's a steal by Manikowski. She goes to lay it in, and she's fouled by Saya. Well, they got to call, considering the calls at the beginning of the game, they have to call that foul.
All right, that's going to put Abby Manikowski back at the line, shooting 2 more. She was 1 of 2 on her first trip.
Great steal from Manikowski. Good presence and awareness on that pass, and did not hesitate and took it straight down. And just off on that one. Dragons need to make every free throw possible to help themselves stay in the game.
Abby Manikowski to the line for Argos, shooting 1.
All right, second one is on its way and good. So 2 of 4 for Abby, and it's a 6-point John Glenn lead. We're at 1:50 left here in the first half.
The game is still plenty winnable for the Lady Dragons. They just got to tighten some things up, and they can't leave that much time and room for Mariah Plunkett.
It's like shooting a free throw when you give her that much time.
Well, they've been off. They've only made 2 out of about 8 or 9 shots, so I tell you, another turnover for the Dragons. Misses. Rebound goes to Dunlap. Kicks it up to Kuntz. Kuntz is going to go all the way in. And no call, but Macy Morris is there and misses the rebound, or shot, put back, and rebounds by Dessa Lang. And the Dragons are off just a little bit so far. Plunkett just drives in and throws it up, and it goes right in.
Well, just like that, we're 25-14. Lady Falcons taking over with 56 seconds left. We're going to take a break, come back here with more first half action in 30 seconds.
Substitution for Argos, number 50.
RTC Fiber Communications is now serving the community of Argos. Now you can enjoy the incredibly fast speed and reliability of fiber internet. Stream movies, surf the web, or watch your favorite local videos on rtc4.com. All from RTC Fiber Communications, now serving Argos. Give RTC a call today or check us out online at www.rtc1.com.
All right, welcome back. 56.4 seconds left here in the first half. Argos down 25-14. It's been all John Glenn here in the second quarter, outscoring the Lady Dragons 15-4. More full court pressure here for Glenn. Almost another turnover saved by Carlton, who just checked in.
Just came in for Kuntz, giving her a break. Morris hasn't had a chance to shoot a 3 yet tonight. Bounce pass would have got to her, but she throws it in the air and Plunkett tips it.
Well, you got to give the Lady Falcons credit. They're getting a hand on every pass and stealing a lot of them out top.
Well, when you throw them in the air constantly, it makes it easy to steal. And Dunlap fakes and kicks it off of Lang.
She's got to put that up.
Yeah, she's got to go in and take that.
Just got to be aggressive, take it strong, draw the foul. We're trying to make that extra pass, and right now we just need to go hard to the basket.
Well, Manikowski gets it.
And there it is again. I don't know what we're looking at, but there's a black jersey sitting right in front of us.
That was a
and
simple
steal
pass.
and an easy layup there by Hayden.
Simple pass right to Hayden on that one.
So at one, at the end of the first half, the Lady Dragons trail
27-14.
And they've got to find an answer to basically their own
problems
themselves. I mean, they're just throwing it away. 10 first half turnovers, and that last one was a good example of what's going on with the Lady Dragons. They're just throwing it right to the Lady Falcons, and they need to wake up and do a better job of handling the pressure here in the second half, or they're going to get blown out of the gym. So we'll come back here with second half halftime scores and second half action here in just a few.
Thanks for joining us. Scott Sager here with you with RTC TV4's Legal Minute, sponsored by Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins, LLP here in Rochester. Today we have managing partner Ted Wagoner here with us. Welcome.
Thank you, Scott. Glad to be here.
Ted, what are we going to talk about today, legal-wise?
Well, today I thought we'd talk a little bit about starting a business.
Oh, excellent topic.
Good. As you know, businesses can be as simple as popping up a lemonade stand on the corner to the complexities of international corporations, and we've all seen businesses from all sizes.
Yes.
In our experience here in Rochester and Fulton County, we've created hundreds of businesses for our clients.
Okay.
And in creating businesses, we've got some experience, and so we know how to help people decide what needs to be in the business, what doesn't need to be in the business.
Gotcha.
What kind of business entity do you want? Do you want a proprietorship where you and maybe friends or family are the owners? Or do you want something a little more formal so that you can make transfers of the ownership and provide protection? So that's what we're looking at, Scott.
Interesting. So there are, again, a number of forms of business or companies, or
right.
formulations of companies, partnerships, LLPs, LLCs, S Corps, etc.
C Corps.
C Corps.
Right.
As if I'm an entrepreneur watching this right now and I'm thinking, I'm going to start my business soon, are those decisions made prior to even starting up the business and saying, I'm going to give this a go?
Those are decisions that need to be made at the earliest stages.
Okay.
Now, if you're operating out of your garage for a few years, operating a body shop or an engine repair operation, you may be able to do it for a few months or a few years. But once you start to look at hiring an employee or entering into some contracts, people are going to want to know that you're substantially in business.
Yeah.
And that's when you want to set it up and set it up correctly.
Interesting. Very good. So when folks are thinking about starting their own business in any case, a lot of them would go to maybe a Fedco to start out to find out some information.
Right.
But the legal entity of it, you and your firm here can really provide some great startup information for them based on your experience of starting hundreds of businesses here in Fulton County or helping to start these businesses here in Fulton County.
Obviously, it's the business person who's starting the business, but we are facilitating, we're making sure they understand what they're doing. Occasionally, more often than occasionally, I'll have somebody come in and say, here's a book of stuff I was given, but I don't know what it means. Do I have partners? Do I have other owners? Am I the president? Or the Secretary of State sent me a notice saying I'm late on filing something. What does that mean?
Yeah.
And that's what we make sure that all of our clients understand as they go through the process.
Very good points there, Ted, for sure. So Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins, if I have interest in a business or if I've received one of these letters about my business from the Secretary of State or Department of Treasury or one of these, is that something that I can simply call in and try and get an appointment and you guys can help me sort it out and help me understand what I've got before me?
Yes, all of the lawyers here are familiar with it. Okay. We can work with you. We can describe and discuss your situation either for a consultation fee or it may grow even bigger than that. in helping you to solve the problem. When you do that, just give us a call. Either ask to speak with me or with Andy or with Rachel. And if you don't know who you want to talk to, our capable staff will guide you to the right lawyer.
Yeah. Now, do you see once you help someone to start their business, I'm sure that they retain attorneys to help them run their business in some cases. Would you say that you're seeing a lot of new businesses and entrepreneurs coming in these days, let's say over the past 5 years?
Over the past 5 years, we've seen a nice group of businesses open up. Of course, in the 2008, 9, 10 period, it was a little slow, although statistics show that that's always the best time to open a business, is when people are a little bit afraid, because you're able to step in and meet a need that other potential entrepreneurs are just a little hesitant to get into. But yes, we see a lot of this happening. We're glad to work with anybody when it's time to address it, or even if you're just thinking about something I'm going to do in the next 2 or 3 years, you'll have a better understanding when you're starting to plan your business plan, if you're going to sit down with your banker or with your accountant.
Well, and yes, it always makes more sense to put the ducks in a row before you get going here.
Exactly.
Ted was with us over at Fedco when I went through their next level course on business entrepreneurs.
Right.
And you gave some very sage advice in the early days. One of those things was to make sure that you focus on what your business is and not get lost in the extraneous that comes with it. In other words, don't try to diminish your focus to a point where you want to try and be all things to all people. Stay focused on your business.
It's hard to start out and be Walmart.
Yes.
You have to grow into that.
Yes, you do.
You may want to start out and be a one item or a 2 item shop before you grow beyond that. That's a good point, Scott.
Well, excellent, excellent. Well, all the lawyers here at Peterson, Wagoner and Perkins LLP in Rochester, they are happy to help you. And as we talked in one of the earlier segments, they've got a wonderful support staff, and those ladies will take great care of you as well. So if you have any questions whatsoever regarding any facet of law, whether it be opening a business or helping with your business needs or estate planning or family law, whatever the case, please give them a call here. You've got the website and your phone number on the screen. Ted, a pleasure. I'm sure we'll see you again on another one of our legal minutes here on RTC TV4.
Thank you, Scott. Just want to remind people that we've designed this law firm to be here for your present and your future legal needs.
Excellent. So they've been here for a while, and they'll be here for a while to come.
Over 50 years.
Over 50 years. My goodness. Well, thank you again for your time today.
All right. Thank you, Scott.
All right, welcome back here at the half at Dale E. Cox Gymnasium in the BiCounty semifinal round. The Lady Dragons trailing 27-14 against the John Glenn Lady Falcons. And after a great first quarter where the Lady Dragons had to lead most of the quarter, John Glenn's able to battle back. They tied it up at 10 at the end of 1, and the wheels fell off for the Lady Dragons in the second quarter. John Glenn outscored the Lady Dragons 17-4 in the second quarter and take a 27-14 halftime advantage. For the Lady Dragons, the tail of the first half, they're playing scared right now. They've got 10 first half turnovers. They act like they haven't ever seen a full court press or a half court trap before, and it's strange because they just handled it very well against Oregon Davis 2 days ago. So they're going to have to clean things up here in the second half if they want to get back into this ball game. And your first half scoring, Mariah Plunkett had 9 for John Glenn. Morgan Plunkett had 7. Riley Groves had 7. And Bethany Hayden had 4. For the Lady Dragons, Rachel Kuntz had 4. Morris and Stricker had 3. Dunlap had 2. And Manikowski had 2 on 2 of 4 from the free throw line. So it's a tale of 2 games between Oregon Davis and this game here tonight. And, Coach Teal talked about it before the game. He was afraid of a mental letdown with the girls. And right now it didn't seem like it was going that way. They started off really good and had I think the lead was 9-2 at one point, 7-point lead, and they need to get back to where they were at the start of the game, mentally as well as physically. So let's see what the Lady Dragons can do here in the second half against this tough Lady Falcon team. John Glenn is used to playing, they play in the NIC conference, Northern Indiana Conference. It's got the likes of Penn and Mishawaka and all those big schools up in the South Bend area. So they're used to bringing the pressure and dealing with the pressure. And right now it's getting to the Lady Dragons. So Andy's not back from the hospitality room yet, so I'll get you started here in the second half. It's going to be Lady Dragons ball to start the half. They're moving from right to left on your screen. And I do apologize. I know there's some people that say that the screen is fuzzy, the camera's out of whack, but it's not the camera. It is the fact of the matter that we just don't have a good Wi-Fi signal here, so we're doing the best that we can. Second half starts the same as the first, ended with a turnover and a shot by Plunkett. And rebound, Stricker's able to corral it, gets it out. So a little better. They don't get the points on the other end. Manikowski has it, top of the key, back to Stricker. Stricker over into the corner to Morris. Morris dribbles back up top over Manikowski. Stricker on the right wing. She's got an open shot right there. She needs to just square up and take that shot. She's hit. There's a long three from Stricker, and it's air ball. And she's in her head right now. She's got to get out of her own way, basically. She had a terrible first half with turnovers for the Lady Dragons. So she's got to drive it to the basket. Hayden gets it over to Plunkett. Plunkett looks for a lane, passes over to her sister. Hayden has it right wing, over to Plunkett, and deflected by Morgan. Hayden up top now. They're going to reset the offense. Morris on Hayden. It's like maybe a 1-3-1 right now for the Lady Dragons. Hayden has it right wing. She looks, gets it over to Plunkett. Back up top to Hayden. Gets it over to Lang. Down to the corner. Actually, that was Groves to Lang. Hayden dribbles, drives baseline, finds Plunkett, and no call. Stricker's got it trapped in the corner, and she's able to throw it off of Plunkett, and it's going to stay Lady Dragons ball. Full court press here, and Kuntz almost loses it out of bounds. And there is a steal, and it's going to be out of bounds. We'll see an indication of whose ball. All right, it's going to stay Lady Dragons. Manikowski brings it across herself, gets it up to Stricker. Lady Dragons are just out of sorts right now with that full court press. Morris is going to drive baseline, gets cut off, tries to get it over top, and we're going to have a foul from behind on, looks like Groves. And it will be Groves, and it'll be her first foul. So the Dragons will take it out of bounds, baseline left.
All right, sorry, they wouldn't let me in the door. We got trapped out there because once the game's, we had to wait till a timeout or foul was called.
All right, Stricker's got it, baseline left. Didn't miss much, couple turnovers.
Manikowski has it. Gets it, Kuntz. Stricker. I take it she shot one while I was gone.
Guess the results?
Pretty much. Well, they are definitely high intensity tonight, the Lady Falcons.
Nice.
Oh, what a vision and great bucket Great pass from Manikowski.
Morris gets the Lady Dragons on the board. The lead is 11.
Plunkett. Morgan kicks it over to Mariah. Hayden has it. Groves. Shot, and it's good. Low baseline jumper.
Basket, Mariah Plunkett.
Morris. Well, we can see what the fans were thinking. After the first half, a lot of touch fouls or light fouls called, and then that one wasn't, so they were a little upset. But Morris, jumper, and it's good.
Morris comes out firing. She's got 4 points here for the Lady Dragons in the second half.
Well, I like to see that she's getting her confidence to go ahead and take it.
Plunkett
gets her own rebound and puts it in for an and-one.
You know, that was a nice drive, but that's inexcusable to let that rebound effort go back in. Plunkett's got 4 now for the
Basket is good.
And the foul is going to be on Dunlap. That's going to be her third, so she picks up a quick foul here to start the second half. Hoffman's going to check in for Kuntz. So Plunkett having her way. She's got 13. Can make it 14 here with the and one.
And she does.
14, the lead's back to 14 for the Lady Falcons.
Manikowski dribbles right into it, kicks it off. And then a touch foul on it. Come on. Just the consistency. Here we go.
Morgan Plunkett, that's going to be her first. Team's second here in the second half.
Coach Teal's going to take a full timeout. He wants them to reset.
We got 4:27 left to go here in the third period. Lady Dragons trailing by 14, 32-18. We're going to take a break, be back here in 30 seconds.
Got that new home edition and you're keeping it covered.
Ooh, coverages now. I can help with this. Got zone coverage, man coverage, combo coverages.
I don't know, Peyton. I think more like the coverage your Nationwide agent offers.
Oh, you want to go there? Home, auto, life, business, farm, boat, RV, ATV, camper, pet, motorcycle, your tour bus. Did I mention farm?
Contact Jennings Insurance Agency today or visit one of our offices in Argos and Rochester.
All right, Coach Teal called a timeout. We got 4:27 left to go here in the third. Lady Dragons struggling here at the outset of the third quarter, down by 14 points to the Lady Falcons. Trail 32-18. And it just everybody seems to be a little bit out of sorts here tonight. Macy Morris kind of perking up here a little bit in the second half.
Yeah.
She's got all 4 of the Lady Dragons points. So,
well, I know Manikowski took some hard fouls and charges last game, and don't know if that's got an effect. And there's another foul, just takes it away, puts the hands above their heads. Jump ball. Oh.
So it'll stay John Glenn's ball on the block by Stricker.
Yep.
But just, I don't know what's going on. They're just out of sorts.
Yep. Just not the same team we watched against Oregon Davis, that's for sure. Missed by Haight. And over the back, no called, smack, but foul out of bounds, going to be Dragons.
Well, I tell you what the problem is. You can tell the difference in intensity levels
you betcha.
between the two teams.
It is night and day. And I use that reference because it looks like we're still kind of asleep. Manikowski travels. And it looks like we've never faced a press defense. And if we just battled off one there, Oregon Davis, it's kind of odd to me. Hayden kicks it over. Mariah to Morgan. Bethany Hayden looks. Kicks it back out. Plunkett goes in, kicks it to Hayden for 3, and it's no good. But she gets her own rebound from across the court. Morgan Plunkett puts it in for 3.
3-point basket, Morgan Plunkett.
Morgan Dunlap's going to go to the goal and misses.
And you notice there's only one girl down there for White to rebound.
Yep.
They're just not even getting down the floor.
Morgan Plunkett for 3, and it's short.
And she gets her own rebound again.
That's twice now that the Lady Falcons shot a 3, got their own rebound. Back-to-back trips down the court. Well, we talked about Coach Teal hoping that they didn't use, and there's Mariah Plunkett for 3. Using their energy all up on Oregon Davis and then just resting on it. And it's almost what it looks like it's happened. Morris comes across, gets it. Manikowski battles, throws it away. Unfortunately, from the ground, working super hard, and she can't get it.
20-point lead now for the Lady Falcons. They get the ball back. 4 turnovers already here in the second half for the Lady Dragons. Can't even really seem to get a pass into a player on the post without it getting tipped out.
Plunkett gets the ball on the side. Looks, kicks it in the middle. Hudgens on top of the key. Shifts it over. Plunkett, Morgan has it, kicks it over. Drives, rotates, Mariah Plunkett, no good. Rebound, Hoffman. Dunlap. Turns, kicks it out to Kuntz. Kuntz to Hoffman, behind her. Morris. Stricker. Mariah cuts off the baseline. When the intensity level is totally one-sided at the moment, even off the bench, you can hear the black team supporting them. Dunlap looks. Picks it up, and gives it over to Hoffman. Back to Dunlap. And they're going to have a foul.
Going to be on Plunkett. That will be her second.
Yeah, 34 is Romer.
That'll be her first.
Stricker to Kuntz. Kuntz is going to drive. Takes a little jumper and puts it in.
Argos basket, Rachel Kuntz.
Kuntz with 6. The lead's down to 18 now for the Lady Falcons.
Hoffman's out on Morgan Plunkett.
Notice the difference on this end, Andy. Every time they catch it, they're wide open down there. Every time we catch it, we're guarded by 3 people.
Faced with a lot of hands in the. It's a real difference.
There's a good defense by Hoffman right there.
And Stricker's going to get a lucky bounce. Can she pick it up? Shot and misses.
Why didn't she take a dribble and challenge that? I don't get
I don't know.
that.
I was just thinking.
Oh my gosh!
It's just the way the game is going to be tonight. Unfortunately, the Dragons are not thinking the process through, and we did so much better with the ball management against Oregon Davis.
You got a girl backpedaling, and you just pull up for a shot. You just make it easy for her.
Well,
I don't get it. And then we Olay defense and wide open layup at the buzzer for Hudgen, who scores her first of the game. And it's a 20-40 game here after 3.
Wow.
It's all John Glenn. No turnovers in that half to 4 for the Lady Dragons. And they've created a hole that they're not going to be able to dig out of here tonight. But can they make it respectable here in the fourth quarter is the question. We'll take a break, come back with fourth quarter action from Dale E. Cox Gymnasium.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we know that buying your first home can be an overwhelming process.
The mortgage experts at First Federal Savings Bank will work with you from application to closing.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we pay standard closing costs for our first-time home buyers.
We offer free pre-approvals and local loan servicing throughout the life of your loan.
Stop in and talk with one of our mortgage lenders and take the worry out of buying your first home.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
All right, we got 8 minutes left, and we'll see if the Lady Dragons are able to find a little bit of pride here and dig into this 20-point advantage that the Lady Falcons have. John Glenn's looking to advance to the championship game here of the BiCounty for the 4th straight season.
Hoffman gets it into Kuntz. Over to Stricker. Dunlap. Hoffman. Hoffman for jumper, and it's off the mark. And it's going to be rebounded. A great hustle out of Dunlap, and that might give us a spark. Morris wide open, and she misses. She's got kind of a little bump on that, but she was open in a good position in the back door and was unable to make it. Well, I tell you what, Coach Amor, he's done his homework on the Dragons and has prevented a lot of the three-point shots that we had against Oregon Davis, I tell you. And his players are making them.
Macknick with her first points of the game. She's getting in on the scoring. She's got 3 now.
Stricker to Dunlap. And Stricker for 3.
3-point basket, Macy Stricker.
Salang kicks it over.
So the jump ball call on the tie-up, it's going to stay with John Glenn. Got a couple subs. Plunkett and number 40 Groves are going to check back in.
Riley Groves.
Got 6:26 left to go. 43-23. Glenn in control, 20-point lead. Wide open shot from the weak side rebound.
Stricker goes, and it's not wasting time. And now it looks like some Dragons are getting down there with them. Gives it over to Morris. Puts it up, and nice shot from Morris.
Morris with 9 now, leading the Lady Dragons.
Charge. That's a great play from Dunlap. She takes a hard one.
That's gutsy. She's got 3 fouls, so
she knew she beat her to the spot.
Mariah Plunkett's going to pick up her second, 4th team foul for the Lady Falcons.
Dunlap checks back and gets the ball. Stricker comes across. Gets across the timeline, looks. And tipped and stolen.
You got to put some air underneath that pass. The short Glenn player. Another charge. No, they're going to call a block on Morgan this time.
Standing down there longer than she did the first time, but unfortunately it's a block.
And they're going to give her the shooting foul.
And that's her 4th.
Lang puts the first one in.
2 going for John Glenn. Shooting 1.
Lang's second one is good as well. Back to a 20-point lead for John Glenn.
Kuntz. Morris. Over to Hoffman. Kuntz. Dunlap. I didn't know she didn't look like she had the ball to travel. The other girl knocked it out of her hands, but they call it. And it's just kind of the tone of the way the night's going for the Lady Dragons. Groves back out to Saya Lang. She's going to drive. And they call a foul on Stricker before Dunlap gets ran over. Dunlap was in position for the charge, but they call the foul on Stricker on the arm before she got there. Morgan's
giving her the shots.
She was driving in. How's that a shooting foul? If they call it before,
but they wouldn't give her the shots on the three-pointer after
I
the
know.
foul.
That's all right. The Dragons have hurt themselves with their passing game tonight, but the officials have a couple things just been a little bit off. Shot is missed. Plunkett gets the rebound. Hayden misses. Rebound, Stricker. Wow.
Well, they're definitely not calling it consistently. That's for sure.
Stricker throws the elbow. He's getting a little bit upset. Dunlap tips it up and over, kicks it over to Kuntz. Over the back on Kuntz. Wow.
Argos foul number 44, Rachel Kuntz.
It's going to be Kuntz's second foul, the fourth team foul. Got a
whole team switch. Riley Miller is in the game. Number 4, Plunkett. Morgan Plunkett's going to be point guard. Dessa Lang. Hudgens. Dessa Lang drives. Oh, my word.
I think that's going to be on Dunlap, and she's out. She is fouled out with 4:07 left to go.
That was called, really.
Not the Lady Dragons night.
Nope.
And, we were kind of fearing the letdown after the Oregon Davis win, and I don't know how to explain it other than that's what happened. I mean, they're just not into this game.
At all.
16 turnovers for the Lady Dragons. And Lang puts the first in, and it's a 22-point John Glenn lead.
Kuntz gets the rebound. Stricker has it. Manikowski for 3, and it's long. Morgan Plunket has it. Throws it back in, and Manikowski gets it. And Riley Miller, no. She tried to pull up, and she knew she fouled.
Be her first, team's 5th.
Foul number 4, Riley Miller.
Carlton's going to check in.
Kuntz.
With 50, Kaylee Carlton.
Going to give Rachel a break on the with 3:40 left to go here. Dragons trailing by 22.
Whew. I didn't see this tonight.
Well, not after the first quarter.
Not after OD and then the first quarter, but wow, the train is derailed. Hoffman up for 2 and gets it back. Manikowski. Did she move her feet?
He's down there. I got to assume she did.
Huh. I didn't think she'd really moved. I just knew she kind of bobbled it with her hands, but I didn't see her take a step. Lang has it. Kicks it over. Hudgens for 3, and it's off the mark. Saya Lang saves it. Great hustle, and that's the way it's been tonight. Just more fire in the tank for Oregon or John Glenn Falcons. Hoffman with the steal. And she's fouled by Saya Lang, and she's shooting 2.
Well, it's the first turnover forced on John Glenn in the second half. They've only got 4 for the entire game.
Well, we talk about it being a huge part of the game in this, especially in girls, is keeping turnovers to a minimum and then getting the points when you take a turnover from the other team. And that's what the Lady Falcons have done and very well tonight.
Kuntz is going to come in for Morris. Hoffman misses the first. She's got 1 more.
It's just
second one is in for Cagney.
You talk about the inconsistency at times between teams, but this one's kind of hard to swallow. Stolen by Stricker. Over to Manikowski. Stricker kicks it over. Carlton, no foul. Wow. No over the back on that one, and you can hear the fans. That was a foul on Manikowski, not called there.
Carlton with some good defense right there.
2 minutes left in the game. Dragons down by 21. Not real sure what that was. I guess it was a shot blocked and she caught it herself. It had to have been touched by another player from the Dragons or it'd be a pass to yourself. Well, now John Glenn's just working the ball and eating the clock. Won't be long till Manikowski's going to run her down or foul her. Nope, doesn't do it. Miller back over, kicks it down, and then they just bring it out. 54 seconds left. Kick. They have it. And Hoffman with the foot. 40 seconds left. And Glenn's just content with eating as much time off the clock as possible. They've had a couple opportunities for shots, and they just didn't take them. Saya Lang dribbles. Kicks it out. And you can hear the cheers from the Lady Falcons fans, and they've earned it tonight. And that's going to be the game.
Your final here from Daly Cox Gymnasium, the John Glenn Falcons 47 and the Lady Dragons 26. The Lady Dragons will fall to 10-8. John Glenn will improve to 16-5. Glenn will move into the championship round of the BiCounty for the 4th straight season. I can do the totals here real quick. 2 points for Manikowski, 1 point for Hoffman, 6 points for Stricker, 5, 7, 9 for Morris, and 6 for Kuntz.
Wow.
So one game after 21 points from Morris, 14 from Dunlap, 14 from Stricker, 8 and 8. We don't even have anybody in double figures here tonight. So the Lady Dragons will have the week to recoup and recover and find their drive again here. They're going to be back up here at LaVille a week from tonight, taking on the Lady Lancers in the regular season road finale. And then a week from Saturday, we'll be back at Phil Waybright Gymnasium for the last time this season with your Lady Dragons. So 2 more regular season games. We got draws for sectional coming up on Sunday night, so we'll find out where or who your Lady Dragons will face. Congratulations to the Lady Falcons advancing, like I said, for the 4th straight year to the championship game. They deserved it here tonight. They were the better team on the floor by far. And the game number 2 here is going to pit the home team LaVille and taking on the Bremen Lady Lions. So for Andy Stone and Blake Thomas on the camera, Steve Stricker saying goodnight here from LaVille. And we'll see you next week.